Good morning and welcome to the 8:59 Men's Breakfast, and we are sponsored by the Scituate Council of Aging. And this morning we're sort of continuing our history, or the tales of Scituate, and we have 4 more gentlemen here, and I'll introduce them, and then they're on their own. The nearest one to me is Franny Litchfield, and the next one is Charlie Senbach, Paul Young, and Ray Litchfield. Gentlemen, you can go right ahead and you're on your own. I don't know who's going to start it. When I asked the question the last time the gentleman was here, what's the difference between a townie and a native? And I got 3 or 4 different answers. And are you going to give me the same answers, or do you know?
Well, Bernard McKenzie says if you're not born in Scituate, you're not a townie. If you're born in a hospital out of town, you're not. It doesn't matter if you grew up here. Hey, I been thinking about Bill Kane stories all night, wondering about this thing, and I got one that I used to be getting stopped by Bill for speeding all the time. Stopped me 6 times one summer, and every time he says, "If you don't stop this, Francis, I'm going to tell your mother." So anyway, in 1954, I'm coming up Old Bucket Road in a 1941 Buick Roadmaster, doing about 85, and I went over the hill by Tommy Stearns' and was airborne and landed like they do in some of the movies. And on the other side of the hill there was the cruiser with Matt, geez, I can't say his name, but Bud Jones, and the other guy was driving. So I got almost to Edith Damon's barn before I could stop, and I backed up, and they backed up, and they backed right into the bushes. And the driver sat there and started cussing at me, and Bud come over and, "Where the hell are you going, Franny?" I said, "I got a power squadron meeting in Knoll at 7 o'clock, and it's already 10 minutes past 6, and I got to wash up and eat breakfast and get over there. You'll never make it. You're going to be dead." So I kind of sweated out, and I grew up with Jimmy Stanley, so Jimmy used to stop at the garage every night when he was on the cruiser. And so about 5 days later, Jimmy came in, and he was still an apprentice cop. He wasn't a regular. And I asked him to see what they're going to do with my license. So he went back, and Donnie Damon says, "Take his license. Take it for at least a month." He said, "Been giving us trouble ever since he was a kid." So anyway, it finally boiled down to if Bud would come up and eat crow and ask me to go down and see Bill, Bill would give me hell and let me go. So I agreed. I went down, and Bill is standing on a bench putting stuff on the bulletin board. Hot day. Sweat's running right off his big bald head, you know, and dripping on the floor. And I walked in and I said, "Understand you want to see me, Bill?" "Yes, Francis, you don't respect me very much." I said, "Oh, yes, I do, Bill. I respect you a lot." "Well, Francis, you know, it's one thing when you come down and ask me to fix a pinch in Boston or Belmont or someplace north of town, but when I send my men out to protect Scituate and you do something like this," he said, "will you promise me you'll never do it again?" I said, "Yes, Bill, I'll never do it again," and I never went to ask for a pinch to be fixed since.